Happy Christmas and hello to you all. We're getting into the festive mood. My name is Matt and it's 8 o'clock in the UK and welcome to SPTV. And we're getting so excited now. We've got not many shows left as we've come up to the big man going down the chimney. And no, I don't mean myself. So I hope you're all okay. So it's 8 o'clock in the UK. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. As the way we're going to do tonight, we're going to do it slightly different for the next 2 weeks. Normally, we get to put a question to ourselves, but tonight and next week only, we're going to allow for readings to be free flowing. So there'll be either psychic or mediumship type readings, and then basically from whoever we get comes up. Partway through the show, roughly about 8:45 UK time, we'll then be doing a draw for everyone who donated last week. Thank you very much for your donation. So we'll have that. So a lot going on. So with no further ado, so we can crack on tonight. Any hellos, please? As we're waiting for the hellos, if you've never been on the show before, please don't post anything personal up. Any sort of people coming to you and saying, would you like a reading? They've got nothing to do with SPTV because we've never asked that of you. So please be careful of who you divulge information to, because obviously it's on a public arena. So look after yourselves and please like, follow and share on Facebook, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can comment. So starting off, hello Patricia T. Hello to you. Hello, Zanel Z. Delamini. Hello, Terry Napier from Indiana. Hello, John Reeves. Hello, Kerry Farmer. And thank you for your prize there. Hello, Raintree Van Crimpen. Hello, Julie Carr. Hello, Stacey Shaw. Hello, Mary Dixie. Hello, Sherry Stewart. Well, thank you. Hello, Matthew Lintott. Hello, Caitlin Ranazzo. Hello, Limo DiPimo. Hello, Nick Brown. I'm glad you love the hat. You're only jealous because you wanted one yourself. Hello, Kim Coots. Hello, JK. Hello, Millie B. Hello, Maureen Bracken from lovely Dublin. Hello, Michelle Harris. Okay, so let's. Hello, Shawana. Hello, Jane. And hello, Joanne. So we can go around and then we'll start our readings for tonight. Hello, Leela Marie from the lovely Wales. Hello, Bitara Angels. And I'm glad you like the hat. Hello, Jane Bradley. And hello, Christine Davis. Okay, so we can go one more, please. And then that'll be the one. Okay, Heidi Brooks is going to be our next one. For tonight, we're going to be using the Sword of Light Oracle cards. And the card I'm going to draw for you, Heidi, is this one. No, it's not me in the card. So it says, be a light to others. You have a powerful message to share. Shine your light on the world so that others can learn from you. I need to say to you that there's been a lot that's been going on with yourself. There has been a lot where things have taken the toll upon yourself. So what I need to say to you is about having some time out and to regain yourself and regain your power. It's almost like it's almost like I'm counting down the days. I'm so exhausted, and I just feel like I'm running on reserves with yourself. I also want to say with this is about you taking back your power and also acknowledging who Heidi is and sort of saying, you know what, I'm back and I'm back with vengeance. Christmas isn't traditionally an easy time for you. However, things are going to be easier for yourself. And the final thing to say for yourself, Heidi, is not to cross your fingers and wishing that things are going to change. You've got to believe that they've already started to change. That's on there. I also have a grandmother on father's side of the family who draws in. I feel with her probably about 5'2", 5'3" in height, quite slim to the frame. She comes in. I feel with her around about 88. I also feel with her quite energetic. Basically would have kept going and I wouldn't have stopped. And I feel like I was like this to probably the last 2 years of my life. So I'd gone into a good age before sort of I started to slow down. I got quite frustrated towards the end because it was difficult to communicate. So she comes in for yourself, and what she's saying is that things have been difficult, but you've been able to see through the hard times and now going into the easier times. And the very last thing I need to give you a Christmas present. I need to just give you the song Frosty the Snowman. What I need to give to you, a nice Christmas cheer. So thank you for working with me, Heidi. I'll put those back into the pack. And moving on, please, Ms. Producer. Okay. 5. Okay, so the next one, sorry, just for the audience, I'm just picking numbers at random, and the producer is going to go there. So I'm going to try and get through as many as I can. So our next person is Matthew Lintott. Where are we going to? Right, I'm going to be using these for you, Matthew, the Enchanted map cards. And I need to give you the name Derek. It's not a very common name, but I need to give you the name Derek that's just been shouted through. I also need to say to you, I have grandfather, and I want to go on mum's side of the family with the grandfather. A little bit of a belly, a little bit rounded, probably about 5'7"-ish. He comes in, got a lovely, nice smile about himself. I don't see any resemblances with yourself. I also want to say with him, he would have been a giver. He would have always gave. I want to be outdoors with him. I certainly want to be digging over like the allotments and all of that. I don't feel old when I've passed sort of 74, 75, that sort of age. I also feel like as he draws closer, I also feel like I've got respiratory conditions for my passing. He comes in wanting to be acknowledged and saying to you how beautiful things are starting to come, how beautiful the stars are. And it's like you're looking up to the stars and sort of seeing the stars and being attracted by and drawn to the stars. So I don't know if you do astrology or it's just generally you're interested, but he's taking you to the stars and having a connection with there. So look into things like moonology and that type of thing. The card for you is this one. It says the dry desert. And this is about that you leave an impression upon people's lives. But now this is about you allowing people to help you and allow people to get you through difficult times. It's not been easy for the last half of this year. However, things are starting to get easier in these last few weeks. I need to also say to you that, you know, in here, the lady in the card is looking forward, and then this is about you going forward. And the grandfather just says to yourself, trust. And those that trust will find their true justice. So I don't know what that's to do. That's obviously something personal for you, but it's something around justice and injustice or whatever. But trusting and the justice will be found. If I can leave that with you, Matthew, thank you for working with me. Okay. Next one, Mr. Producer, is number 11. Once you've done that, please. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Matthew, for your feedback. So next person we're going to go to is Amy Fisher. So hello there, Amy Fisher. The cards I need to go to is Universe Has Your Back, which is Gabrielle Bernstein. So nice sort of inspirational cards, because I feel that you just need some uplifting words at the moment. I don't know why. Okay, and that is your card. It says, "My fearless freedom lights up the world." This is about you being a free spirit, but this is also allowing that free spirit to come back. You know, that dog that's in the picture basically doesn't do as it's told. It basically does what it wants. It doesn't listen to anybody but itself, but it's as faithful as anything. And they say that dogs are representative of their owners. And I want to say that you are very much the same. You're very loyal. But basically, if you want to do something, you do it. If you don't, you don't. Excuse me. But as of recent, you've not. You've sort of listened to other people. It's almost felt like I'm feeling a little bit like this. So I need to say to you, spread those wings. Allow those wings to go back out and allow those wings to spread. I want to go on a grandmother or mum's side of the family with yourself. I don't feel very tall. I certainly feel sort of like 4'12", 5 foot maximum, but really, really tiny to the frame also. I want to say I've gone into a good age. I want to go 86 to 89, that sort of time period. I also want to say I didn't get to say goodbye to her. I have pains around the heart area, but I had respiratory problems prior to going over. I also feel with her, very, very strong lady, you know, a very determined lady. Now, she takes me to the icicles that you've put in your sort of your imagery there. And it's almost like I need to chip away at the ice on a symbolic way of breaking down walls with you. And I need to, walls that I've put myself, barriers that I've put in my way, I'm just knocking them down and sort of saying, nothing is going to get in my way. Nothing would have got in this grandmother's way. And I need to say to you, nothing gets in your way. And I need to say to you, there are lots of colours in those hearts, but there's different elements to you also. And it's almost you don't tap into that full spectrum of you. So what I want for you going forward is almost to bring the vulnerable side, the positive side, the energetic, every element of you to show off who Amy really is, because she's coming back with strength. If I can leave that with you, and thank you for working with me. Okay, next one, Mr. Producer, is number 9, please. Okay, thank you for your feedback, Heidi. I just want to say stepdad is around, probably about 5'8". He's around, quite fairish hair, and I just need to say that everything's okay with him. All right, so that's what I feel with him. So thank you. Okay, thank you for your feedback as well, Matthew. Okay, next one is Michelle Harris we're going to go to this evening. And for you, again, I feel like I want to go positive, uplifting comments for you. So again, I'm going to go with the universe has your back. Because it just feels like at the moment, nobody's got my back. And I just needing that reassurance that there's somebody there for me. I don't know why. Obviously, I don't want to go into things. And I've shuffled the cards, and you get exactly the same card that we've just had. My fearless freedom lights up the world. But this is slightly different, and this is different because unlike the last card about becoming a free spirit, this is about breaking the chains of habits. And it's almost like I need to say to you, there has been old patterns, old habits that have been established that I need to break free of. I also need to say to you, there is changes afoot within you. And with those changes, it's almost like there is a feeling that I'm getting stronger. They're giving me symbolically like Popeye the Sailor eating his spinach and all of that. I'm getting stronger and that, but I'm becoming stronger in myself, and I'm learning how to say no. I'm learning how to be a true individual within myself. I also want to say that the universe has got your back, but you just need to tap into that universal energy and the energy of receiving, not just giving. Okay, so that's why I want to go with that. I want to also go with a grandmother on father's side of the family who comes in slightly cuddly to the frame. I want to say probably about 5'3" in height, would have worn glasses, high cheekbones, probably 76, 77 in age. Also feel with her that basically I have stomach problems. So with her, I want to go stomach condition or cancer is how I generally feel, but I want there. I also have respiratory conditions also, which takes me to the breathing and is affected. And the final thing I want to go with her, that basically her house and home was very eclectic. It was a very cozy home. There was lots in it, lots to see, lots to have. So she comes through because she's quite a strong lady, very strong-willed, wouldn't have taken any mess in. She would have given you the look and all of that type of thing. And I feel with her that basically she was a person who would tell you as it was. She wouldn't have fluffed things up, and that's why she's coming in for you to listen. There are changes afoot, but it's almost like with some of those changes, there's a reluctance to listen. I don't know what the changes are. They're not sharing that with me, but there are changes around you that you're not willing to listen to. It feels uncomfortable, is what she's saying. She's also given me the name Bernadette. So I don't know where Bernadette comes in, so I need to give you that. I also need to go to anniversary, birthday or passing, July the 21st and July the 19th. I always go a day either side, so you're going from the 18th to the 20th and from the 20th to the 22nd on both of those days. I also want to go to being frugal with money, and this comes to sort of, rather than spending loads of money on the food for Christmas, it's sort of being frugal and sort of picking the sort of the bargains, like the 2 for 3s and all that. And I feel that the grandmother would have been like this. She sort of like would have looked for offers, sort of like the end of the day, waited till the bakery was sort of like getting rid of all the fresh bread, but reduce the prices. And I feel she was quite good at that, which is why she's bringing that in. And the final thing I need to give you, these memories, and horrible this was, because I used to be a teacher many, many years ago, the old boards where basically you pulled them up and they used to make that horrible screeching sound. It used to be brilliant for crowd control, because when I used to have the kids that used to mess about, I used to just push the board and screech. Soon made them behave, but I want memories of that. The message for you is all is well, and I need to say to you, you just need to believe it, and you need to be true to yourself with whatever the changes are that are happening now, to go with them and not be scared of them. Okay, because those changes have to happen. I can leave that with you, Michelle. Thank you for working with me. Thank you for, I think you said it was your mum, I think, with that. So thank you. Next one, can we go for number 15, please, Mr. Producer? Just to be clear, what I'm doing is we're just giving some random numbers out. Mr. Producer's then going to those numbers for the readings. I don't know who they are, so I just want to make that clear as well. But that's how we're working tonight. There's no sort of questions. It's just straight into reading. Is that my next one, Mr. Producer? Okay, so our next one is Kerry Sechel. Good evening to you. So if you can just say that you're there, Kerry, for me, please. And it's a Sword of Light Oracle card that I want to go with you to start off with. And I need to give you the name Abby. I don't normally get names, but all of a sudden they start bringing names in tonight. So I need to give you Abby, A-B-B-Y. I don't know if that's on the earth planes or whatever, but they're just bringing the name Abby in. It's on the earth plane and being told. Okay, right. So this is your card. And it says, deeper insights are at hand. Your overall plan is good, but the details need work. Reflect before moving forward. It's almost like I need to say, I don't know if you're looking at sort of self-employment or working for yourself in some capacity, but I want sort of that type of work. I also want a bit more of a work-life balance, because it's almost like I'm putting too much into overall work. I don't know if you've got 2 jobs, but it feels like one I'm putting lots of effort into. The second one is sort of where I want to go with my type of work on there. Thank you for the hats being cool. Keeps my head warm. The other thing is the lady is turning away on the horse, and I need to say, this to me is you turning away from the past, and I want you to turn forward to start looking forward. I want you to shut the door on the past completely. And you know, horses are symbolic of sort of very much horsepower and you know, the need for more energy and more power. But I need to say, it's not spiritual power in me, because I've got that in abundance, but it's just lethargy. It's my energy that I don't feel that, even it doesn't matter how much sleep I get, that basically I'm still feeling a bit drained at the moment. I'm just needing to recharge my battery. It's almost like I need to plug myself in and just give myself a bit of an energy boost. So I don't know if you're taking vitamins or whatever else. Obviously, we're not advising that sense, but just something to some sort of boost, like vitamin C and that type of thing I need to say to you. I now want to go grandfather on mum's side of the family. Have a little bit of facial hair, but very, very little, but it's generally above the lip, so I can stash. I want to say quite slim to the body. I don't feel very tall, certainly 5'6", 5'7" at a push. He comes in. I used to do a lot of walking. I feel quite a chirp chappy. I would have got on with everybody. I also feel with him, I didn't get to say goodbye. I do feel that he would have been ill for quite a while with various different things. And I don't mean that he was hospitalized as such with all of these things, but he would have been various conditions that were long-term conditions. Where I want to go with him is just, he's showing me a tree, and I feel that the tree would have been in his garden. He's taken me to an apple tree. I'm not sure if this is the thing, but he's showing me an apple tree, and this is about allowing things to grow. You know, we don't suddenly put a seed in. It's not like the beanstalk. Suddenly we've got a tree the next day. It takes many years and many times for the tree to develop, and this is symbolic of yourself, that it takes time to nurture. So those ideas that you've been putting out for these last 6 months are taking time to materialize, but they're taking growth. And certainly there will be a lot of headway going into next year. I also need to say, I need to put pen to paper. It's almost like I need to put like mind maps. I need to get my ideas down of where I'm going, just to focus my mind, because I feel like if he's making me feel with you, I go off at a tangent a little bit. So if I can leave there, love with yourself, Kerry. Thank you for allowing me to read for yourself. And oh, sorry. I need to give you links to London. I don't know where you're from, but give me links to London. I can leave that with you. Thanks for working with me. Okay, thank you for your feedback, Michelle. Okay, can we go to number 26 with our next one, please, Mr. Producer? Okay, so next one is Ava Rose Evans. All right, so they're taking me to the enchanted map ones for yourself. That's where I'm going to go. Just shuffle these up. And I need to say to you, Ava, I feel like I've got a sisterly vibration with you. So if this isn't sister, it's someone who would be like a sister to you. That's I have that sort of energy with yourself. I don't feel very old. Certainly, sort of early 40s at the most. I don't know how old, because obviously that's a cartoon type figure. But I want to go early 40s, but I feel like I'm going a friend with that. I also want to say I've got pains in the chest area with her, and I feel that there's pains going up and down my body, and I feel like my passing was quite quick and unexpected. So I want to go there. So I'll work with her in a minute, but the card I want to give you is from the Enchanted Map. It's called the Mountain, and I want to go two ways with this. It feels like, you know, life has been a bit of a mountain to climb for yourself, and it's been very, very difficult the whole of this year. However, I feel that you're at the tail end of this. Oh, right, okay. So I'll think, because like I said, I'm feeling on that side of the family is where I'm going, but don't tell me anything more, Ava, please. I feel that this year's been, you know, a hell of a mountain to climb, and you know it's been difficult to climb, and it's almost like looking up at sort of like Mount Everest, thinking I'm not going to get through this, and I've had to dig deep, and it's, you know, certainly sort of April, May, June time was a particularly traumatic, difficult time for yourself. However, you've coming out the other side, and you got through the difficult times. I also need to say to you, the mountain, as well as that, is very symbolic of having it is made of rock, and it's all about firm foundations. And the reason you got through it is because you have very strong foundations and very much a strong identity. But it's almost because of things that have been thrown at you this year, it's almost that identity's been lost. So I need to find Ava again. What makes Ava happy? What makes her sing? And just what generally she's wanting to do. Because at the minute I'm like, well, what do I do? I don't know what I need to do. So it's about finding you again is where I want to go. Going back to the lady that came on the sister vibration, I want to say with her that, and I think you said it was your mum, that basically a strong, charismatic lady. She wouldn't have taken no for an answer, but when it came to a heart of gold, she had the biggest heart of gold, and she left such an impression on everybody's life who she met. She was very much a giver, and it was unexpected that she was to go, but they say that the best die young. She's shown me, a house with like privets and sort of like a wooden gate outside. So I don't know if this was her house, but the number, there was a like an oval shaped number plate on the wall for the number of the house. I also want to say, with the house, it was very much her domain. And I don't mean that to be stereotypical. What I mean is where she felt safe, she felt comfortable. It wasn't too fussy, it was quite minimal, but it was clean, it was loving, and it was a place of peace. The final thing, I do feel quite at ease around the garden area, and she's just cut a cutting of a pink rose. So there would have been a pink rose bush in the garden. She's taken that pink rose bush to send you love. And I just need to say to you, obviously you've got the middle, she's taken me now to the middle name of yours, which is Rose, but this is coming through as the name of Rose, but also love is what I need to give you. And the final thing she wants me to do is a cheeky one for the last one, is again from the Gabrielle thing. It says, my capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I'm lost. That is her message to you. And if I can leave that with you, thank you for working together. Okay, guys, next one, number 23, please, Mr. Juicer. Of course. I'm not saying anything. Okay, so next one is Justice Rain. I'm going to come to you next. So if you can just put yes if you're still here, please, so that I know you're there. But in the meantime, I'm going to choose some cards for yourself. Again, this is from the... Okay, thank you, Ava. So I'm going to yourself just with the Sword of Light Oracle. That's what they're taking me to. Now let's go to this card. And it's this one. And it is, all is in perfect timing. All things come to all either wait, is what they say, isn't it? And I feel this is sort of like, it's almost like I've been waiting for things to change since the tail end of last year. So certainly 12 to 13 months ago. Thank you for saying that you're here. So basically for the last 12 or 13 months, I feel like I've been waiting, going, come on, it must be the time now to change. Now is the time to change. Excuse me. Isn't the time to change. And it's needed that time to change because it's almost like every aspect of your life is changing. It feels like the rug's been taken from underneath me and things have completely changed, but for the better. I need to say to you, the door on this card is very much open. And I need to say to you, step in through that door now, step into opportunities and step into new things that have been. The card says, this is it, it's time to take action now. I will be here to help you every step of the way. And I feel like I'm going on a fatherly vibrations on father's side of family. So I don't know if father's still here or not, but the gentleman I've got comes very much in a fatherly vibration. So he's like a father to you. I feel like I'm going father or grandfather. I'll establish the link in a second. I feel with him sort of 72, 73. So I wouldn't have been too old in my passing. I would have been clean shaven, quite a distinctive gentleman. Certainly 5'9", 5'10" in my height. I also feel like I would have had very soft hands. So I wouldn't have been a manual worker. I don't know if it was management or something there, but I certainly have soft hands that I don't do the manual grafting. I also feel with him that basically I'm quite a knowledgeable gentleman. I'm able and quite articulate. I'm able to converse at different sort of levels within the company. He's taking me to memories of farming. So I don't know if that is significant for you, but he's showing me farming and like a sit-on red tractor. So I have that. I'm also smelling perfume, but I'm also smelling tobacco. So I want to say you're smelling this quite a lot around the house on there. And I also want to say I keep hearing spirit and I keep hearing noises around the house. There's nothing to be scared of. It's just spirit making them aware. And I don't know what the relationship with the young gentleman with, if that's your son or not, but basically he is very much aware of spirit himself. He's very switched on. And the final thing is I need to give you drinking more water, all right, just to allow yourself just to feel a bit more energized. You're not sleeping properly. I want to say to you, you're waking up sort of 2:15. You're waking up sort of 3:20 on a regular basis, and he's around you, just making sure you're tucked in, you're safe, and the family's protected. I can leave that with you, Justice. Thank you for working with me. Yeah. Okay, guys, we're going to go to some adverts now. Please don't go away or return in a second for some more readings.
If you're a SPTV VIP, then you're in for a chance to win a massive £100. Welcome to Collective Consciousness Christmas Special with Bill Hughes and guests Ellie Charles, Jennifer Rose, Dawn Collinson Quarry, Michelle Dearlove Scott, Wayne Armand, and Deb Clark. Thursday the 15th of December, from 8 p.m. only on SPTV.
Okay, hi guys. Hopefully you enjoyed those adverts, so well done. So going forward for yourself, we're not doing any sort of questions now, we're just doing pure readings. So please come through. I'm just picking some random numbers. The producer is then going to basically give whoever that number is to myself, and then that person's going to get a reading. I'm going to try and work cyclically and clairvoyantly this evening. That's what I'm trying to do, to give you a more meaningful reading. So the number I want to go to is number 32, please, Mr. Producer. $32. Okay, next one is Courtney Brown is all I want to go to. Lovely picture there, nice and really cute. Right, we can't where I'm going to. I'm going to go to the Enchanted Map with yourself, and the card that I want to give to you, Courtney, is Coming to Life. And this is, I need to take this on a number of things. In the picture, on the psychic level, we'll start off with first, very much the lady is sort of like a traveller, gypsy, whatever you want to refer it, doing dancing, and sort of holding everything in her hands and sort of captivating everybody. And this is about, for you, it's almost, I need to say to you on two levels. One, not dancing to anyone else's tune. You do things because you want to do it. And the second thing is to bring the upliftment back. So they're the two things that I want to go with yourself. Now, it's almost like people are telling me things, and just for a quiet life, I'm basically going along with it. But inside, I'm getting quite frustrated because I'm going along with what they want and not what I want. And it's almost like clawing back that power and saying, no, I'm not having this anymore. Yes, it gives me a quiet life, but actually it's me that ends up the worst because I'm not getting what I need. So I want that first. I also want to bring the laughter and the happiness. Now, obviously I don't know you at all, but I'm being told that you're quite an outgoing, quite bubbly, bit of a crazy sort of individual. When I mean crazy, sort of spontaneous and all of that type of thing. But it's almost like a little bit of me has been lost within that loss of humor and everything for whatever reason. So I need to bring that laughter back, and it's almost like I'm crying, but I'm crying with laughter, and it's almost like belly laughs and all of that type of thing. So I know that the sunshine, the laughter, and all of that is coming back. I also want to say you're very much influenced by the moon. I know it was the full moon I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday last week. So you would have been sort of a bit all over the place at that point. So be aware. I think it was Matthew who said earlier about moonology. Be aware about the waxing, the waning, and the full moons and all of that. I'm not saying you're going to turn into a werewolf or anything, but basically it does have an influence on your emotional state. In the card, finally, I need to go to the month of November, and I want to go to the 14th of November. So as I say in all the shows, basically I give you as I hear it, but I go a day either side of that 14th. So you go on the 13th to the 15th of November for that anniversary only, for the anniversary, birthday, or passing on. I feel this is a passing anniversary. Right, I want to go on mum's side of the family. And I want to go on a grandfather figure on mum's side of the family. Again, want to say sort of 5'7", 5'8", cuddly to the frame. I feel quite a strong character. You know, I'm making a fist. I don't mean to be violent, but because I'm quite strong-willed, I'd say it as it was. I feel that, you know, my passions lied with sticking up for people. So I don't know if he was a socialist or a union or anything like that, but certainly that type of personality is where he would have found himself. I also feel with him that he was very much a person of truth. If you would have lied to him, he wouldn't have liked that dishonesty at all. and he would have brought you to task with that. You know, that was one of his bugbears of dishonesty. But he's on about now that it's dishonesty that has been spoken. It's one of your bugbears as well, and that is niggling on yourself. He's also taken me to the song Sunshine on a Rainy Day, and that the sunshine's coming out and the sort of all the issues that have happened are in the past now. He's also taken me to one of those big American fridges with like the water cooler, sort of like dispenser at the front. But I don't know where you are in the world, but basically he's given me one of those. And I'm also, I'm needing to restock the larder, the sort of the cupboard or whatever. Like I said, I don't know what part of the world you're from, plus restocking the food, because it just feels like there is a lot of things that I need to get in. I'm sort of like living on reserves a little bit, and I just need to start to fill my physical food cupboard up, but I also need to fill myself up with spiritual foods. And what I mean by that, sort of like, you know, happiness, forgiveness, and all of those things to fill that is coming in symbolically. I need to also give you a teddy bear that would have been quite a flat teddy bear, would have had one eye that would have been sort of need to be restitched back on. I feel it's the right eye in that teddy bear. So that comes in just for you to give you a hug. So if I can give you that, Courtney, and thank you for working with me. Okay, guys, we're going to stop for a second. The reason being, it's competition time. I just want to thank you very quickly for those people who've not been on the show. There was a gentleman that I was raising money for last week called Owen. You can see Owen there. He was basically trying to get a specialist bed for himself so that he could support himself on there and to help him with his illnesses. So thank you for that. Everyone who donated for that in the shows last week on the Monday or the Tuesday basically got put into a draw. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do 2 draws. We're going to do one first for a specialist box. That's correct, isn't it, Mr. Juicer? And the second one will be for a free 30-minute reading with myself. So I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to say stop, and whichever name that lands on, that's the person who gets the first prize, which is going to be the box. So, with no further ado, away you go, Mr. Producer. And stop. Okay, so Samantha Wright, you're the proud owner of a gift box. And can you just remind me the name of the person who's donated that box, please? So there's all. So this was made by Kerry Farmer. So this is what you've won. So congratulations on that. So that's a wonderful gift. And I can imagine all of that all being handmade, and the smell of that. I love candles, especially when you blow them out, the smell of the scent afterwards. So lovely. So thank you for that. So the next one we're going to do is for a free 30-minute reading with myself. So I'm going to close my eyes again. I'm going to say to start, please, Mr. Producer. And stop. And Melanie Wellens, you've got a 30-minute reading with myself, which will be over the next week or so. So if you get in touch with the channel, and then basically that will be organised. And thank you once again for everyone who donated. Really appreciate that. And you know, that will, all that money that's been raised will go to Owen, all of it. And thank you for the producers and to the Mr. Producer for your assistance with that. Okay, so we're now going to go back to doing some of the readings. So, so I don't know if you were there, Courtney, if you were still there, but basically, if you just give some feedback, or if you play it back, if you've just come into the room, I did give you a reading just before, so on there. So we're going to go, the next number is number 8, please, Mr. Producer. Okay, so Spirit of Love is our next person. And I know I've got somebody around me already because my nose is being played around with. I'm itching my nose, and I feel that this is happening quite a lot to you at the moment when spirit draw close. I'm also sort of itching my neck, so I have loads of energies around me. So I know that spirit draw very, very close, and you very much feel spirit. So I'm going to go to the cards, and the cards that I'm drawn to is Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. Card for you is this one. And it says, I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. So this is sort of saying to you, there are signs a little bit like this that you're getting, the signs that you're seeing around you, not only from the spirit world, but also from the angelic realms that are sort of showing you the way to go. So there'll be signs around you, either in the clouds, in the sort of the birds, sort of the feathers, all the sort of spiritual signs that are making you aware. I want to say your dreams are also getting more vivid, and they're also giving you a direction of where you are. In here is the dragonfly, and this signifies to me sort of new beginnings when I see the dragonfly. And it's almost like, I don't know what your real name is, and I don't need to know that, but basically this is a new you. There's been changes happening with you since September, and as a result, with those changes, it's almost you've started to uncover another layer of your spiritual growth and a new part of your spiritual understanding and awareness. I certainly feel I'm looking at Reiki and all of that type of thing, but it's almost like I also need to tap into sort of light language and light working and all of that type of thing. So I'm being very much guided, and I'm finding feathers everywhere, I'm being told. Okay, so okay, I feel like I've got a cousin in spirit with yourself, and I also want to say I want to feel like a female cousin. I feel quite young. I don't feel very old. I'm being taken to my stomach, which to me signifies I have a stomach condition or cancer. But I don't feel with this lady that she was very old. I certainly feel sort of like early 30s, 32, 33, that sort of age. I also feel with her that basically a love of people. I enjoy meeting people, new experiences and all of that. But she's telling me, so do you, that you have those new experiences. I also want father vibration that comes in also for yourself, that is around. Quite a tall gentleman, this fatherly vibration, and certainly want to say round about sort of 6 foot in height, sort of quite well dressed, he seems quite a good looking gentleman, would have been quite a straight talking gentleman, but heart of gold. So I have both of those come in as to sort of give you like a black and white sort of side of life, of two versions of life, but to sort of say you, sometimes we have to weigh things up. And basically when we weigh things up, it's almost like deciding that balancing act of whether we do spiritual, whether we're life and all of that. And it's almost like the spirit work has taken over, and then a little bit, and the materialistic side, the sort of, you know, comfort, getting time for me and all of that, needs a little bit more addressing to bring that balance back. Apologies, slipped out the air. It's almost like I need to bring that balance back, to give a bit more back time for me. It's great to give, and you know, it's great to help people, but equally I need to help myself. And I also want to go finances with that. There's almost like for whatever reason, I'm myself out of pocket. Now, if you are a spiritual worker, I'm not just guessing that with spirit of love type of thing. If you are, spirit don't want to see you out of pocket. They basically want to, they want you to be able to live, survive, and all of that. So, you know, they want you to provide for yourself, help you where possible. The final thing is my mind just feels like it's totally lost, and there's times where I'm losing to focus a little bit, and I just need to say to you, this is your body and your mind saying, I need to slow down, I need to rest. So certainly I'm needing a break. I'm needing that Christmas break, not just for the family and everything else, but to actually physically rest, and it's particularly the mind, just to slow down a little bit, to recharge myself, because busy times are ahead. All right, so if I can leave that with you, thank you for working, Spirit of Love. Okay, so moving on. 23, please, Mr. Producer. Okay, so next one is Kelly Ann is the next one. If you can just sort of say if you're still here. And the pack I'm going to do is the Sword of Light with you. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go. Don't switch off, people. Keep there. Keep there. Okay. So, Kellyanne, the card I've got for you is be honest with yourself. All of your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept your truth, then let Source take you from there. I need to say to you, and I said this partly to somebody tonight, this is about, for you, is taking your power back and accepting that there has to be changes. Change is always difficult and is never easy, but change has to happen. We're never standing still. We're never not doing things. And I certainly feel that there's been change in every aspect of your life over the last 2 years. There's nothing's been constant, and it's almost like it's unnerved you, because you very much sort of like have been a creature of comfort, but what it has sort of told you is to step out of that comfort zone isn't as bad. I also want to say with this, honest with yourself, it's being honest that the changes have had to be made, and that you've already been honest with yourself to make those changes. They're also making me aware of tears around you, and there's been emotional hurt, but I need to also say that that is passing now, and I just need to keep looking forward and believing in you. From the spirit world, I feel like I've got a grandmother. I want to go mum's side of the family with her, probably about 82 in age. I also want to say, again, I have stomach problems, so sort of stomach condition or cancer. I also feel with her that it was quite a difficult passing. So I certainly feel like a 4 month window where things were difficult. But I need to say to you that, you know, if you look at the picture of yourself in there, you're smiling. And I want to say that, you know, there is lots of smiles. But this grandmother also used to smile. She'd be very much a person of strength and a likable character. Again, I feel with her, very much acknowledged within the community. She would have talked to anybody and everybody. And she wanted to be part. She was very much a giver. But she says that that's been very much the case with all of the women in the family, your aunts and sort of mums and all of that. Everyone give, give, give. But there also needs to be an element of giving back. So I need to say to you, Kelly, that being honest with yourself about the need to not only make the changes, but also the reasons why you're making those changes. And like I said, some of those decisions have been hard. The decisions you make going forward will be easier because you've already made those difficult decisions. And I certainly feel from myself now that 2023, the beginning will be a lot calmer than what the last New Year came. And from the grandmother, the messages, she's given me pumpkin pie. I don't know where you are in the world, but pumpkin pie I need to give you. It's not something I'd like, but there you go. And I need to also say, Bridge Over Troubled Waters, the song that I needed to listen to and get the lyrics up, just because there'll be a message in there for you privately that needs to be heard. And if I can leave that with you, Kellyanne, thank you for working with me. A nice easy one for Miss Producer, number 2, please. Okay, next one is Gladys Machka. Hopefully I've said that, Gladys, correctly. Okay. Now I'm being taken to the gentleman in the picture with this. And, okay, thank you, Kelly. I'm being taken to the gentleman in the picture. I don't know what the relationship is, but I'm being taken to that gentleman, and I need to say sorry. And this is to you. So I don't know if this gentleman's thing, because I'm just being taken to his picture. I'm not saying he's here, because I don't know if he's here or not. But at the same time, I need to say sorry to him and to yourself. Sorry is what I need to say. I also want sort of mental health and all of that also. Right. I also want to say, with the gentleman, I've got a gentleman now that comes in on mum's side of the family, and this gentleman is not very confident. I feel like I'm going an uncle with this gentleman. I don't feel very confident coming forward. It's almost like I'm a bit hesitant, and it was him that was showing me the picture of the gentleman and drew my attention to there. With this gentleman that I've got here, I'd say 42, 43. I don't feel old at all. I also want to say tragic circumstances for passing. I also want to say there is a person in spirit who also took an overdose that I also want to bring in for yourself. And it's almost like my eye on my left side feels like it's like a jumping muscle, and there's a lot going on, but there's just so much going on in my head at the moment from the gentleman. And again, they're taking me back to that gentleman in the picture with there. I need to say to you, Gladys, you've had a very difficult, hard time in life, and you've had to dig deep more than once. And, you know, you should be proud of what you've done for yourself, of getting through life when a lot of people would have given up, quite frankly. I also need to say to you that you should be proud of who Gladys is and who Gladys has become. I want to say your greatest growth has been in the last 4 years, where it's almost you're a different Gladys to the rest of your life. You've completely changed who you are for the better, I need to say. It's almost like I've shut the door in the past. That was my old life. This is my new life. And this is a person. It's almost like I'm educating people about my journey, which is to help them, is what I'm feeling. The card that I'm getting here, this one. This is from the Sword of Light. It's called Put Your Creative Energy into Action. So on here, it's got a trumpet. This is first I need to say to you, it's about blowing your own trumpet, saying, you know what, I'm a fighter, I'm a warrior. And they're showing me sort of Muhammad Ali, you know, and there was a story with Muhammad Ali, and obviously he was the world boxer. And he's in a street in America, and there's a dustbin cart, and they're just basically just like shoving things. They're doing it willy-nilly, not really caring about shoving things in. And he goes up to Muhammad Ali, and he says, "Excuse me, do you know who I am?" And they're like, "Yeah, of course." I'm a dustbin man, dustbin cart driver, and I'm putting the rubbish in. Well, he says, "You know what? I won't be the best in the world if I was doing your job, because even when I was doing your job, I would always do it the best." With that story, it's about doing your best and giving your best all the time. I also want to say, with this putting your creative energy into action, Archangel Gabriel joins me to spark your creativity, help you communicate your vision, and motivate you to create something beautiful. I want to say when creativity, we assume it's sort of like making things, but also we create things by creating opportunities and also from making links with people. This is like networking and sort of bringing people together on a spiritual level. I don't know what it is you do, but I certainly want very sort of retreat, sort of shamanic, very much attached to the earth and a strength to the earth. And the final thing is there are cords that need to be broken from the past. So this is asking Archangel Michael to come and break the cords of the past to allow you to move forward and continue to go forward with strength. Can I thank you for working with me, Gladys, and whatever you do, take care. Okay, so can we go to number 1, please? Yeah, do it. It's number 1, it's number 1. Okay, so the next one we've got is Terry Louise. So if you can just say if you're still here, please, Terry. So we're going to... Okay, so I'm going to continue with the same cards we've just been using, which is Sword of Light Wand. And the card for you, I don't know if you saw the light flickering then, is this. And the card for you is take control of your thoughts. Your thoughts are creating your reality. Have faith and stay focused on the outcome that you truly desire. Right, now, if you look at the card here on a psychic level, I basically want to say the key is turning to open doors. And it's almost like I'm shutting those doors. The doors open again, they're shutting. And no matter how many times I shut them, the door reopens. And I need to say to you that there are a lot of opportunities that are happening that no matter how much you try to dismiss them, they reopen again because this is your time. Christmas is traditionally a very happy time in your household, and I want to take you back to sort of when you were younger, to roughly about 15. So I don't know what changed at 15, obviously none of my business, but up to that point, Christmas was a happy time in the family. I certainly feel that your father, that I know that's in spirit, would have loved Christmas time. He would have liked like a little sort of like dram is what I want of whiskey. I also want to say that I would have been a time of spending time with family, because I feel that I was very much a provider and I would have been very much sort of work. But when it came to Christmas, it was almost like, you know, blow the whistle, that's me done. I'm out of the door. As soon as 5 o'clock comes, 12 o'clock, sort of Christmas Eve type of thing, that'd be me done. That was my time. I won't give it to anybody else. That was me done. It feels like I'm done. There's not much more for me to give at the moment, but you are the person who's in control. You're the person who can bring about the changes. You've put there, I'm here, thanks, Matt. You are here. You're here for a reason, to bring about change, but sometimes we need to bring about those changes ourselves, and we need to take that leap of faith in order for us to open another door and so on. Sometimes we also need to close doors, and when we close doors, that's quite difficult, but what it shows us is our true strength. And it's almost like there are a lot of things that have happened in your life that have basically showed you how strong that you are. The final thing I need to go to for yourself, they show me little fairy houses. So I don't know if this is with your family or with yourself, but I want little fairy houses at the bottom of the garden that I'm putting for, like, with little fairy doors and all of that. So I want that. And I also want to give you, and I don't know if you're a veggie or not, so apologies, pigs in blankets as like a little treat for Christmas. And the man of the house would have been very much the person who would have cooked the turkey. Nobody else. That was the one job I got to do. And I need to also give you memories of the Vicar of Dibley, and the one about Christmas Day, but also the one where she's walking and falls right down into the puddle because she didn't realise how deep it is. And I feel with your father, he had that sort of sense of humour. He would have found that really, really funny, but also there's that sort of like cheeky sort of sense of humor that is almost like I'm seeing you, like your eyes on there. The final thing I need to give you, I don't know if there's a problem with the oven, the cooker. Can you just have that check? I don't know if it's gas or whatever, but just can you just check that? And I keep smelling what smells like gas. So I don't know if you're smelling like from spirit. I don't want you to be worried about the oven. But I keep smelling like wafts of something like gassy, whatever. So, you know, please have the cookers on out. But I also want to just make you aware, spirit around you quite a lot at the moment. And they're trying to draw your attention by these strange smells, just so that you're not dismissing it as, you know, because you've got so much on your mind. And the final card I need to give you is from Gabrielle's cards. In every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me towards the right-minded thinking and the energy of love. All right, so that's your card there. If I can leave your dad, and he just says he always comes in on the right side of you. So when you feel like a touch on your shoulder, quite a heavy boom like that on the right hand shoulder, that's your dad that's coming in. All right, so if I can leave that with you, Terry, thank you for working with me. Okay, so guys, unfortunately, we've come to the end of another show. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. But don't, if you think, oh, I wanted a reading, don't worry, because simply, you know, you can tune back in it tomorrow daytime and sort of evening. And, you know, go to sptv.uk website where you can find out all the listings of what's on and what's happening, and tune in on a regular basis. But for now, whatever you're doing, take care, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday, 8 p.m. UK time. Please check the time differences. Please check us out, mkclairvoyance.com. But whatever you do, take care, and God bless you all.